Hi, I'm going to show you how to make French baguettes, and we're going to make 4 French baguettes today. Now, this recipe is a 75% water French dough recipe. What that means is 75% of the weight of the flour I'm using is going to be the water, right? So I'm using 700 grams of bread flour, and we'll be putting in 525 grams of warm water. I'm going to show you the recipe card in a second, so you don't have to just write that down. And then we're going to put 14 grams of salt and 10 grams of rapid rise yeast, right? So here is the flour we're using. We're using bread flour. Any bread flour you get from the supermarket is fine. I like to use unbleached, unbromated flour, and most of them there are unbleached and unbromated. Kosher salt, not table salt, you need to use kosher salt. And Fleischmann's rapid rise or bread machine yeast. And that's different than active yeast. That works faster. I've been using it and I like it, so that's what I'm going to stick with. Okay? And I do filter the water. I don't use it straight out of the tap because there's a lot of chlorine in our water, and it can affect how the yeast interacts with the flour. So I'm going to warm this water, grab a bowl, and then we're going to start mixing everything together. But before I do that, a couple things you're going to need. The kitchen scale. You can buy these online. Digital kitchen scale. It's grams and ounces, and I think this one goes up to maybe 10 pounds. But it's very accurate, and I'm measuring everything in grams on here because that's how I learned it and from culinary school. So if you want to look for it, this is the one I got, and this is probably under 20 bucks or right around 20 bucks. The other thing you're going to need is a digital thermometer, just a good accurate digital thermometer, because you got to test the temperature of the water. All right, and then mixing bowl to mix the dough in, and there's some other things like the bench scraper and the lame and the couche, which is the cloth that you do the final proof in, but I'll show you that stuff later. Okay, so I'm gonna heat this water up, and then we'll get mixing, okay? Okay, so I heated the water up. I'm gonna check it now. And this is right at like 126. Perfect, okay. So, let's put the bread flour in the mixing bowl. And we're gonna add this yeast and the salt. Okay. Now we gotta incorporate that together. Pour the water in. Grab the bottom of a wooden spoon and start mixing. Here's another thing you need, a bench scraper. Okay, plastic bench scraper. And scrape the sides, get the flour off the sides. And then start folding it on itself. This is kind of like a knead, but you don't have to do that 10-minute thing. It's not necessary. This bread's I'm going to take a shot of it and just lay it over the video. I didn't decide what I'm going to do yet. I'm new to this. Just keep moving it. And then it starts to get a little sticky, and that's good. Drape it, fold it, right? You can. We're going to do a cold proof on this. We're going to proof this 3 times and knock it down 3 times before we do our first shape and then our final shape, and then bake. Okay, so I'm going to wet this a little bit. Of course, I washed my hands before I started all of this. Being in the restaurant business for 40 years, I'm always washing my hands. Okay, so that dough is getting covered loosely with a lid. I'm not putting a tight piece of saran wrap over it, or you can put a towel over it. This is going to go into the fridge. So usually I make this in the late afternoon or early evening. I did last night make one. I'm going to show you that one now. Okay, this is I'm going to come back to this one tomorrow. In about 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours, I'm going to take a look at it. It's going to puff up. You're going to see it's going to look like a little crusty on the top, a little dry and crusty, and that's perfectly fine. I'm going to show you how to knock it down and then fold it on itself, and then it's going to start to look like a normal dough. Okay, this one's going in the fridge, and then I'm going to come right back and knock the one down that's already proofed twice. Once last night and once this morning. Okay. Okay, so here's the one I did last night, and I knocked it down once last night before I went to bed, and then it was in the fridge overnight, and then I took it out maybe about an hour and a half ago and let it sit out, and now it's doubled in size for a second time. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to knock it down. I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to show you how to do that. And then it's going to stay out. It doesn't go back in the fridge at this point until it doubles in size again, which will probably be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. You just got to watch it. You want it to go faster. Like, I have radiators, so I'll sit it on if I need to make it happen sooner because I got something to do, I'll throw it on the radiator. But, like, you know, very few people have radiators, but if you do, that's the way I get it to proof faster. But otherwise, I'm just going to leave it on the island here, and so. Okay, that's it. That's all you got to do. I'm gonna moisten it a tiny bit. And done. Okay. So that's going to sit out. I'm going to do that one more time. And actually, it's going to proof one more time, and then we're going to shape it. We're not going to knock it down again. We're going to cut it down, we're going to weigh it, and we're going to do our initial shape. It's going to rest, and then we're going to do our final shape and bake. Okay? All right. Be back soon. Okay, we're back. This is the, we have the third proof here. It's doubled in size, the dough's doubled in size. Now we're going to cut this up into 4 pieces. We're going to scale it, and then we're going to place it on top of this cutting board, or you can use like a sheet pan or something. Put some flour on that. Just get one of these sifters, right? Just go across like that. It's going to help keep the dough from sticking while it's doing its rest in the first shape we're going to do. Okay? So I'm going to get my scale here. Do this on your counter, clean work surface. Get your bench scraper and just let's get it out. Okay, we're going to do our final shape and last proof, and the oven is preheated at 450. I'm going to bump it up a little bit to 500 so that that stone is good and hot when we put the bread on it. So here's how the dough looks after the rest. It's about doubled again in size. And then get your towel and cover that again. We did before. And that's going to rest for 30 to 40 minutes again. All right, and then when we come back, we're going to score it, pan it, score it, and then slide it onto our stone. Okay? We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, we're gonna pan these, score them, and put them in the oven. And you want to get a spray bottle. If you have a gas oven, you don't need to do this step with spraying water into the oven to boost the steam. I already have the water pan in there, but I want more. If you have a gas oven, you don't need to do this. So it's just a regular spray bottle with tap water as hot as you can get it. Okay? So, here's our bread. And you can see that it came up. Right? Tighten back up. If you have one of these, they're great. If not, you can use a cookie sheet pan. I have a sheet pan here with no sides. If you don't have something like this, or maybe you have a pizza peel, but you'll need to get something that you can, we're going to put the bread on here and then slide it off onto the stone. So something, cookie sheet. This one is like an insulated one, so it's kind of sturdy. Either this or a pizza peel will work. Okay. Okay, folks, here's the finished product. See what the scoring does? You can see where the flour is on it, and where the scores are. It gives the bread area to expand. So when it does its bounce in the oven, because you can see they're more than double the size of when I put them in, right? Absolutely. And you really even can't see that seam that was on the bottom there. That's baked right out. And so this is maybe about a total of about 20 minutes, but everybody's oven is a little different. And it's really by look, when it comes to how long. Just make sure you turn them about halfway through. When the top starts to get a little past, when it's golden brown, I flip them, and then if I need to, I turn them to let the bottoms and sides brown up a bit too. But I'll, if I need to flip them with the tops up to get a little darker, but don't usually ever have to do that. So I'm going to let these cool off a little bit, and then we're going to cut and take a look at the crumb on the inside. And then I'm going to put some butter on it and eat it. And I'm never giving up carbs ever in my life, because this is just too good. So this will last me a week, so I don't buy bread. But if Christopher's here, I gotta bake 2 batches per week, and that's not a problem at all. I just make 2 doughs. So I have another dough sitting in the refrigerator right now, and I'm gonna bake off tomorrow morning because he's coming Monday after school. Okay, next shot's gonna be the cutting and me eating it. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so as you can see, they have more than doubled in size, right? And barely see that seam on the bottom. So let's see what we got for a crumb here. Nice crust on the inside. And you can see we got real nice air pockets in there, right? That's exactly what we're looking for. It's nice and very light, right? So I'm going to dig into this. Nice crispy, thin crust. Crumb is real soft. Wow, that's really good. That's perfect. So if you got any questions about this, let me know. Direct message me, and I'm happy to help you out any way I can. All right, enjoy, and I hope you enjoy making this and eating this as much as I do.